into the home stretch. One of the parts that most of us look forward to the most is Kenny and Dr. Megan. They're going to talk to our group a little bit and talk a little bit about the impact Love Has No Color away from the scene and kind of go over what's going on. And, Kenny's very soft-spoken, so a lot of times it's hard to hear, but his words have iron in them. They're very, very powerful. And he'll kind of let you know a little bit of an insight what's coming here, because I want to thank everyone for being here, because there's a lot of choices you can make, and there's a lot of places that you could be other than here. But by being here and making that choice, I can't tell you what it means to these kids. All year long, they look forward, and all of these things, they send out these ripples, and just by being here, you mean something to these kids. You know, in this world of it's not my problem, that's the world we live in, it's not my problem anymore, it is our problem, and it's our responsibility. And a lot of people in here are of faith. And you know, you could be somewhere in a church somewhere, and that's good. It's really good. But you're here, and you can feel the Spirit. You can feel God, whoever you want to believe in. You can feel it when you're helping kids. And you made a choice to participate, not talk about it, or not say it's not my problem. Because it is. It's everyone's problem, and we're connected to those kids. So Kenny and Dr. Megan will just talk a little bit about the behind the scenes, and let's give Kenny, our host.
Just see that this month is actually my 3rd year. So 3 years ago when I came, y'all dropped me off. But it has been great getting to work with Kenny and with his program and everything. And I can tell you that the events, the Christmas and the backpacks and stuff are something kids do ask me about when they see me at school and whatnot. It was like, are we going to do fun day? Is it coming? Are we going to get a backpack? What are we getting for Christmas? Can I give you a list to send to them that that's what I want for Christmas? Like, I want a sparkly dress. Okay, all right, I'll write your letter to Santa. And they're just like, oh, that's from Santa? Okay. But, I mean, the kids actually, it does make an impact. And things like this make kids feel loved, appreciated, and feel special when they may not be getting that from home. So that is very, very important to these kids here. So it's been great getting to work with them, even though y'all stress me out. 2 weeks beforehand. Kenny does. He's like, I don't want to talk to you. Go away. It all works out. Yeah, it all works out. And I'm like, yeah, that's because I'll make it work out.
I guess, there's a lot to say. I think this time I'm a little bit at a loss for words. There's a lot that's happened in my life the last couple months here. And so one is, I apologize that I couldn't be here like in the past, at every event there. And seeing and observing, the work that you do and how it impacts our people. For people, they have a difficult life for the most part. And it's people like you who come into their lives that it's so meaningful, just maybe for that brief moment. And sometimes that's all they have for the whole year. And to me, I've said it numerous times, it's like a breath of fresh air. This year, unfortunately, I didn't get that breath of fresh air. And I needed there's a lot of personal things going on in my life as well as work. It made it difficult. And that's what, I wanted to observe, because that brings my spirit up. It helps me move forward. But I know that, I probably have one of the greatest things that happened, in my life that made my life a lot easier. And it's not only my personal life, but my work life, it's Megan. She's meant a lot, to our people and me personally. We have conversations early in the morning. We both go to work around 7 o'clock. we have a little bit of time to visit. And there's some common understanding and the struggles that we both go through. Because this is the most difficult place to work. You know, because, you know, this our community, with all the negative that goes on here, there's a lot of great people, but these great people we want to keep great. Because our environment can easily suck them in. And that's what makes it so difficult. It's very frustrating, you know, and like I said, making my job so much easier, and you know, I really appreciate it. So the thing that I wasn't able to look at, but I would really like to hear from you, you know, what you observed. If anybody would like to say, you know, what did you see in our children? What motive, what factors, I guess, maybe that you saw that are issues or is the excitement of our children? What did you see? And really, was it? Because I need some testimonials to keep going with playing. I gotta do a lot of reports and let people know that, yeah, what we're doing is making a difference. Is there anybody that would like to? Yes.
So this is my first year volunteering, and I was at the paint and craft table, and what most impressed me was the children's joy and creativity. How they were so pleased to be able to design something and have something to bring home, and how so many of the children were bringing things home for other people, for their grandparents, for their parents, and that was very impressive to me. And the entire day, we just had kids coming up to the table, you know, and then one would come back and say, oh, I made this for Grandpa, now I need to make something for somebody else. I was very impressed by that.
Dr. Lisa, Mila has something to say. She has a hand up. Go ahead.
Well, I know that Mila loved playing with your children, and I love playing with your children. I come back for year after year to play with your children. Kenny, they are so special. And we did an art project this year with them, and it was a wolf with a moon, and the kids, their artistic skills and their ability to love. And just getting to sit with them and hold that paintbrush, and it's also a breath of fresh air to me too. And yeah, so thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to come and to play with your children, because they're sweethearts, and they're soft on the inside, but they're also strong and resilient. And every time that I get to be with them, I feel that sweetness, but also that strength in your people. And it's growing stronger and stronger, Kenny, every year. And I've been here for almost 10, I think, now. And that strength that just characterizes you guys, and it's getting bigger and stronger, too. So, and the kids, and at the same time, like, there's more of a swagger in this. So, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be here. And to get to share it is so special.
That swagger is because kids have been getting adjusted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mila. You're very well spoken for. Randy, what did you take out of it?
Well, I got kind of the bird's eye view up on stage. I'm already crying, so sorry. Just coming back year after year and just seeing more awareness in their eyes, and it's getting adjusted. And it's knowing that we're going to be coming back year after year and pouring into them. And what you, Dr. Megan and Kenny, do all year, just to see that light keep getting brighter in their eye, just that's something that I noticed walking around, and even I wouldn't even have to speak to the children, I would just look at them, and there's more of that presence there. So we're making a difference, and each and every one of us is important here.
Who else? Dr. Terry?
So we had a new craft this year, which was we had blank frisbees, and we had a gazillion Sharpies, and they got to color whatever they wanted. And there were a great number of kids who wrote mom and dad and like their siblings and then colored around that, not exactly making a picture, but there was this sense, overwhelming sense of, I appreciate my family, I'm part of a family, which is something I had never experienced here before, and this is the 5th year. So that was just amazing to us, that it was all about family. Yeah, very cool.
Laura?
For me, just helping to get 20 people here has been incredible, and to share it with my family, my parents and my niece and nephew, and then to see Megan, like just what you do from an organizational point of view is incredible. And yeah, just to play with the kids with my parent, like so me and my parents, and to play with the kids together. It's that family feels really great.
Yeah, in my personal life, you know, I get run down spiritually, and this is the place where I come to renew that. You know, it holds a special place in my heart. So just being here every year with people I love, you know, colleagues, friends, it just to get to share this, it's just so special. You go back and it's like, well, what did you do there? It's amazing. So I really thank you guys for being part of this.
I was here, this is my second time, and we did a funny little pod or a little booth, and it was with my friend Robin, whom I met from Heartland, and it was just kind of a throw together idea. I have to admit, at first I thought it was the corniest thing imaginable, but you know, Dr. Lisa is always challenging us to be flexible, to be resilient, to go with it, to not necessarily have an agenda, and it evolved even from being at North Point to here. And you know, we had some challenges, but we figured it out, we bonded together, to make it work. It was just, I know it might sound silly because I don't know, Megan, you were so busy, you wouldn't even know. There was 3 bright colored, happy faced buckets. Pink, yellow, green, and blue. And we made like a way to stop the balls from going on the sidewalk. I didn't want the balls to get dirty. I wanted value for those kids. I didn't want to throw dirty balls back to them. We had water in the buckets, and I know it sounds silly. They would just toss them in the buckets, but they absolutely loved it. And we were able to applaud them every time they got a ringer or a rebounder, and to see the delight and the joy and the excitement in their faces was just amazing. We added the component of throwing the balls to them, so they were wet and it was cool and it was refreshing, and just some of them you could see in their faces, just kind of like, you know, kind of shoulders in, and by the end they were getting confidence, and they felt, I think they felt our love, which was awesome. And at the end when we were cleaning up, that touched my heart. There was a whole bunch of them that came back, and they thanked us and they gave us hugs. And that just, I don't know, it just made me feel so like we did what we were supposed to do, and it felt awesome. And the other thing I wanted to add to is what blessed my heart was a lot of parental involvement or grandparent involvement. It's not like the kids just lined up and there was no significant person in their life. They were standing behind the little barricade and they were, you know, saying, good job, or you can do it, and that just encouraged my heart too.
Yeah, there's more of that.
Yeah, it was just really awesome. And when you talked about their faces, and sometimes they would be blank, but by the end, they were just lit up, and it was just awesome. So I thank you for the privilege of being able to be here and to be a part of that. It's awesome.
Oh, and I did notice your trash bag backdrop.
Yes.
I take pictures. I've taken pictures I think every year I've been here, and I've printed off some pictures for the people here and there too as they want it. And I've had comments from, you know, families that they haven't had a family picture. And yesterday, the grandma of the powwow dancer kids that were here a couple of summers ago, she found me in the crowd, and she's like, she was excited to see me, and she just mentioned how the kids still have their pictures and they love looking at them.
I've been coming here this is my 7th year coming, and I remember the first time we did cupcakes, and kids would come and they kind of had blank faces. They didn't really know what they were doing or what was going on, and it's very different now. They come to the booth, they're excited. I know what I want to do, and I want to share this with other people, and there's a lot more excitement in the air now than there was before. And the kids don't always ask for much. Yesterday, we've already run out of the tissue paper flowers, and there was one kid who wanted to do origami and just sat with Melissa and Cassidy for maybe a good hour. I think he just wanted to be with someone who's not in a rush, someone who will just let him talk if he wants to talk, and not talk if he doesn't want to talk, and just be there with him. And I thought that was special. We can do that with the kids as well. And with the watermelon eating contest, it was really great. There's the kids, and then there were these three dads. And I said, well, they started challenging, you should do it. No, you should do it. And then all three of them went up, and it was just hilarious. Not yesterday, but at Wolf Point, there was a touching moment where this guy, at most he must have been 18 years old, and he wanted to paint a t-shirt, and there's the people that I love, and he was writing down these names, and I said, oh, who are these people? He says, these are my kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names that he wrote on there. I said, wow, that's a lot of love going on. And I think that's wonderful. And he was just so proud. Once he finished painting, he didn't wait for it to dry. He put on his t-shirt and wore it for the rest of the day.
Anyone else?
You know, one of the things, I think everybody has good positive moments. A lot of times, I think some of you probably recognize this for yourself. Some of you are a lot like me, younger, I always wanted to say something, but I always held back. So if you would like to make a comment, write it down and send it to us, because I want to hear back from all of you. Because it means a lot to us. It helps strengthen us to move forward. To stay in this environment. It's rewarding. And I would like to say this. The single most important thing that you can do for our people is pray. If you pray, and if you come back next year, I may ask you, how many of you have prayed? Because that's what's going to change our environment. Our people are spiritual, and they have prayer in their life, and we've gotten away from that, and that's where a lot of the negative influence has creeped in, and kind of maybe that point had taken over. But we need to get back to, I would say this, we need to get back to who we say we are as Native people. And because we have everything within us to make a healthier life. But right now we need prayer, we need people like you coming in to help us. We've lost what's waiting for us. made an impact somewhere. So I just want to say thank you for your commitment and dedication. Like I say, some testimonials here, and here for many years. That's great. There's a commitment. And it goes back to that good value system that you have within yourself, whether it's a personal or family value, responsibility and respect. Those are probably the two key most values that people can have within us. You see a need here, you acted on it, you became responsible to help people that are maybe not be so fortunate. But you also came in here with respect. So powerful, so stupid. We can make many changes, but we have to do it together. So I just want to say thank you. And as in closing here,